Hello, YouTube. All right, I was talking earlier today, about the possibility of having to move back to live in a vehicle as I attempt to save money because of the situation that has developed. And that means getting caught back up on living out of a vehicle skills. I've been enjoying the last couple months living in the RV, which has been like fantastic. I have electricity, air conditioning, pretty much all the comforts of home. But because of the financial situation, I'm looking at possibly moving back into a vehicle. And that means getting back in touch with my old self. And the other day, luck of luck, when I took some trash out to the dumpster, I found this. Yeah, this barbecue thing. Somebody threw it out. It's like probably been used once or twice. So I went ahead and grabbed it. I do have the original cooking stuff, the pot that I made, the little pan with a little stove pot thingy that I made for Little Blue. And I might use that later, but for now I'm going to try out this barbecue pit since it's new. Well, it's not new, it's free. But we're going to cook some hamburger, I'd say hamburgers fried, or hamburger steak that I'll be eating with some rice that I'm cooking inside the RV right now. I have the rice cooker using electricity running off the RV cooking. But I'm going to go ahead and cook the hamburger meat out here on this just for the heck of it, just to remind myself of my roots. Setting all this stuff up, I decided to use, instead of buying store-bought Choco, I went and I found some scrap wood and, of course, the frond branches and stuff. These things, they burn. So I found some of that around here because they're all over the place in Florida. And we got it all put in here. And I guess the next thing I need to do is add some, we're going to add some oil here to try to get the fire going. So I'm just going to simply just pour this. Hopefully this works. I even have some wood from the construction of the Vibe over there in the distance. I don't know if you can see the Vibe over there, but I'm going to pour some oil here, and hopefully this will help the thing burn. I guess you don't want it soaking, but you do want it to kind of cover it, so it'll help the fire when I light it, hopefully. It's been so long since I cooked with an open fire like this, so for me this is like bringing back feelings of being at the camp. I guess the next step is to find a mailbox somewhere. Alright, I'm going to try to start this thing up and see how this does. Wish me luck here. Okay, so we got our fire, and it's not wanting to light. I'm having a hard time getting this to light. Alright, so it's starting to light up there, but I think we need to light it underneath. I'm trying to get this thing burning here. There we go. And we have ignition. So, yeah, I still remember my, well, bang this thing burn and wait till you have amber coal from burning the wood. Yeah, that's the normal way to cook. You burn the wood and then all smoke goes away, and then you have the glowing red ambers. But I never do that. I never do that because these fronds, they don't become amber. They will burn out. So I'm going to be cooking over fire, just like I did at the camp. So, it gives that a authentic smoke flavor. I'm going to try to do the other side here and see if we can't get this lit and going, because this is not wanting to burn. The leaves themselves, they burn pretty well. Let me try to get this going here. It's like, I think it's the hardest part is getting the fire started. Hey, Lighthouse Tom. Good to see you. It's been a long time, buddy. This is like the good old days, but a lot more luxurious. I have a bench to sit on. I have ice cold Mountain Dew. Look at that brand soda pop instead of the cheap generic Sam's Choice or whatever it is. It's like we've come a long ways. Okay, it looks like we're fully burning now. Let me try to get this other side going here. If I can get this all burning, that'll be good. All right, we got a decent flame going on. This was a bit harder to start than. Do you guys recall my mailbox rocket stove? That thing was pretty easy to start a fire. I think my little thing's gonna burn. I built it. Look at this little clip-on, this little stand thing that I made. It's so that we can put the camera on there and you guys can watch the cooking. We'll set it back a little bit, bring it in closer when it's cooking. Rob says he's barbecuing today too. Yeah, I think barbecuing is like one of the special things that make the food taste better, even if it gets burnt or whatever. It's like there's something primal about cooking over an open fire. And I think for men, especially for guys, barbecuing makes you feel like a man. So this is going to take a while to start. I guess we can chat. I'm basically going to use the same seasoning I always use, which is I basically have a hamburger meat that I bought from Walmart. You know how they have the prepackaged like 9 or 12 pieces of hamburger meat, $8 or $10, and then some Badia complete seasoning and some chopped onions, and that's pretty much it. Occasionally I might throw on some soy sauce, but I'm not going to do that today because I'm just going to cook it like this as if it were steak. And then what I'm going to do is make a pepper sauce using Thai chili peppers and lemon juice and fish sauce. You know, you've seen me make that sauce before. That's what I'll use on the meat, and I'll eat it with rice. So this is burning nice and well. It's taking a while. It's taking quite a bit longer than I thought it would to start up. There's just something really nice about making a fire like this, like a little fire pit, and sitting next to it. You can feel the heat radiate from it. I think it makes you, draws back to your like primitive, I guess, vibes, your primitive feelings of what it was like before you became modernized. If you haven't had a barbecue in a while and you have the opportunity, it is something I highly recommend. I know in most of the United States right now, if you're not in Florida, it might be getting cold, so that might be a little bit difficult. But if you're in an area that you can barbecue, take advantage of that weather. Now, I really like this small miniature barbecue grill that I found. It's really nice. It's like a good size. The problem I have with it is that it actually, even though it's small, takes up quite a bit of space inside the little camper there, the new camper. Good vibrations. So I don't think I'll be able to carry this. Ideally, I'd like to carry it because even though I have the little pot, remember the little pot that I turned into a rocket stove cooker thingy, which is pretty handy? This one's a little bit bigger, so it can cook more food, and it has a lid that you could put on it so you could use it like an oven, so you can kind of bake things. So those of you who aren't into building, you might want to pick up one of these things. I think they're probably, this one says it's Expert Grill. I got it for free. So if you're like at a campground or something, like an RV campground, check the garbage dump often. People throw away stuff that perfectly works. I was able to salvage this thing. I also picked up a working computer with Windows 10 on it. I also picked up a folding chair. So there's a lot of stuff you can get. I'm gonna move our little things so that I get smoke all over it here, but the fire is burning well. Looking at AA Angry, I watch a lot of camping videos. They are all the same. Make, camp, cook food on the fire, then sleep. Soothing. Actually, that's the thing too, is like now, This is just so comfortable. I'm gonna make the food, pig out, and go in there and lay down in air conditioning while I can still enjoy the AC. I don't know if you can hear the air conditioning running in the RV right there. It is like so nice and cool in there because Florida is like humid and hot. But I thought I should do this today because it's a great day. I found this thing just about 2 or 3 days ago. Well, I found it on the weekend. And I went shopping today earlier. If you saw Pay It Forward, then you know I was just at Walmart. So I picked up some of this hamburger meat and I was like, you know what? I think it's going to be time to reminisce a little bit and look at how far I've come over the last 3-4 years since moving into the van. So we got our little van here, a little blue, which has been stripped down. The components have been moved into Good Vibrations over there. And of course I'm living in the RV right now. So, you know, things are a lot better than they were when we first started. And I truly am so grateful to all the viewers of this channel for having basically carried me through some really tough times for the past 3 or 4 years, to the point where, you know, I have a stable job right now. I'm actually survived long enough to, you know, retire from my other job. So it's not like going to be a lot of money because it's an extremely early retirement. They punish you by taking out 5% of your earnings, your retirement pay, for every year that you're under the age of, I think it's like 64. So I lost like 8 years with which would be like 40% of my retirement. But I felt that it was worth doing because I'm not sure how much longer I have left with everything going on in the world and also my failing health. So, you know, the plan is to take the money while you still can, rather than try to wait it out and not even make it, because things aren't getting better. You know, they're getting worse. So, I mean, in some ways they're better for me personally. You know, I now have an RV. If I wanted to, I could actually kind of somewhat travel in it. But then if the RV breaks down, then what? You know, you're stuck with trying to pay for repairs or whatever. So it's better for me to try to stay in one spot right now. But at the same time, when you do that, you got to pay for parking. So, you know, it's always a trade-off. I'm looking at trying to get back into being self-sufficient and not needing the RV. So you might see me on some more camping trips and stuff like that as I check out the equipment and make sure everything's going to work. I really like this because this is like a really nice pre-made one. And the advantage that it has over the one that I made myself is that it's a little bit bigger, and it has the top, so you can have like an oven. The one that I made, you can't. You got to use it just as a grill or as a stove, you know, for putting a pan on to cook. You could put a pan on this to cook too, you know. So the issue though is it's so big, it's tall, and trying to fit it in that little vehicle might be a hard thing to do. I have to try to make room, try to figure out how I'm going to carry it. Got an airplane going on overhead here, but may potentially cut the legs, you know, shave the legs down a little bit. Because I tried to, what I tried to do was stuff this whole thing underneath the I have like a bed thingy that I made, you know, for the stealth mini camper. But this doesn't fit under it. It's just a little bit too tall, but maybe just cut the legs just a little bit to make it fit. So that might be a possibility. Then it could be stashed underneath the bed. Then this can be taken to go camping. And you can see we used scrap wood, you know, that I just found around the camp area. So I didn't really have to pay anything for this. Even the grill itself was free. So now, as most people would say, you'd let this kind of burn down a little bit and become embers before you put the food on it. But I'm probably going to put the food on it very soon, just because there won't really be too much embers, because most of the wood that is in there, other than the Home Depot wood you see there, that's actually from the van build. Other than those, most of the wood that you see there are little pieces of the frond, and they don't make embers. They kind of burn out really fast. So I'll be tossing this on there, even though you really shouldn't. You know, people say it's not the best way to cook, but it works. So we'll let it burn just a little bit more. I'm gonna mount the thing, and we're gonna go ahead and try to put the meat on there and start seasoning it. And hopefully, this will turn out all right. So I'm gonna try to set up my little camera here so you guys can. I think we'll go this way because the wind. I don't want the wind blowing. I don't want the wind blowing the smoke and the heat right into the camera. So we're gonna try to set it up here and mount this here so you guys can sort of see what's going on. I don't know if you can see that. Got our little assistant here, and we're just simply gonna, like I said, you know, normally, like Timothy said, you want to have embers before you do this, but because I'm using frond leaves, I'm just gonna toss the meat on there. This is kind of what I did with the food when I was cooking it at Camp Freedom using the rocket stove. Remember the mailbox rocket stove? Except, you know, this is I think a lot more normal. But I really did enjoy the rocket stove. It was really nice. It allowed me to stick large chunks of wood in there. This would be kind of hard to feed wood except for the little tiny holes, you know, on the side. Otherwise you have to lift the whole thing up and kind of do that. I'm going to go ahead and season it now by just sprinkling body all over it. A lot of body. Then we're going to flip it, because I think it's already burning. Really should use a metal spatula. What is this stuff called? A spatula? Is that what that's called? Bring this in so you guys can see the food cooking. I think even just watching people cook food is almost as satisfying as cooking it yourself. Wow, if you guys could smell it, it smells so good. Look at that food. Nothing like the smell of meat cooking. Smoke blowing all over your face. All right, we're gonna season the other side. And we're going to sprinkle some onions on it. I forgot to put onions on the other side, but we'll flip it and we'll do it again. Doesn't that look so good? Look at that food cook. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. I don't know if you guys can hear the sizzling. I think there's kind of an ASMR effect to that. That is one of the things I really miss about living in the van. When I was living in the van out at the compound, I pretty much had barbecue almost every day, man. It was so good. Yeah, I pretty much made barbecue using the rocket stove, the mailbox rocket stove. All we need is like a raccoon or something to come by. Not a raccoon, an armadillo. Yeah, that is so good. Idoji wants to know if I got rid of the rocket stove. I didn't get rid of the rocket stove. The original rocket stove that was at Camp Freedom, the mailbox one, it had been used so much that it literally burned through. Remember, it was a beat up mailbox. It was burned through, and also because I left it out in the camp for the rain and stuff to hit it, the elements kind of rusted through it. So in the end, it kind of fell apart. You know, it broke apart. But the one that I made, the one that's made from a pot that I bought from Goodwill for $3, I still have that. So we're going to do some cooking with that because I'm debating if I want to take this nice grill or if I want to take my homemade one, you know, the one that's made from the pot. The one that's made from the pot is a lot smaller to transport than this one. But this one's like nice. You know, it's got the real grill on it. It's got a little bit more room, so I could possibly cook for 4 people on here, 3 or 4 people. The other one, you're cooking for 1 or 2, you know. And this one, of course, has the lid, so you can kind of bake it. I'm going to flip the meat before it burns on that side. You can see the red, the juice is coming out, and it's almost done. Look at that food. Oh my goodness. I'm going to move things out of the fire. Trying to get it to cook without burning, you know. You can tell when the meat is done, when the juice is coming out, it's not red anymore. When the juices come out and it's clear, that means you pretty much cooked it. Yodoji wants to know if I've been having a good day. Yeah, it's been a great day. Went shopping today, picked up the hamburger, getting to test the grill, gonna pig out, and then take a nap. In air conditioning, too. So, you know, I'm just gonna go lay down and have the TV on and just chill today. This is my chill day. And I'm thinking this stuff's gonna burn here. I gotta let me try to deal with this here and try to set the camera so it doesn't fall apart here. There we go. You guys can see what's going on, right? Stuff's burning. It looks like the juice coming out is mostly clear now, so the food's like pretty much done. I'll let it sit for another minute or 2. I'm really surprised I didn't have to add any more wood. You could actually cook more on here, so maybe next time we'll cook ribs or steak or something on this thing and see how it does. But I'm really, really, really blessed to have this thing for free. I think they sell it for like $20 or $30 at Walmart. But like I said, if you have access to a campground or something like that, people throw stuff away all the time. Yeah, it's coming out clear now, so that means it's done. Hi there.
Hey.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going.
Sorry about all the smoke.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, he's got a grill going over here.
Yeah, I smoked out the neighbors.
We didn't have to go to we just had to come here and
All right. I'm thinking it's done. You can see the juice coming out is all like clear now, so it's not, you know, it's not red anymore. That means it's cooked. Oh, this is so good. Oh my goodness, look at that food. Doesn't that look so good? Look at that. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but believe me, when you cook food over an open fire, it automatically like tastes like 100 times better. So I am so happy. We'll flip this guy over a little bit more. We'll let it just drip a little bit more, get rid of all that red. And then we have our hamburger steak. How long did that take? Maybe 10, 15 minutes? Doji wants to know if I've ever worked on a campground. Nope, not really. There was a time when I tried to get a job as a ranger, at the county, because I thought it would be the coolest job. But I applied and didn't get it. They never called me or anything, so I just let it go. There are some jobs though for van campers. If you look at there's like van camping groups and stuff like that. Put the lid on it. And what we're gonna do, this is like for the smoke escape. I'm gonna shut all of this. And what that will do is, ooh, this is hot. This will shut the airflow, and it should put the fire out. The idea is to block oxygen. I'm gonna have to clip this here for a minute. We're gonna try to block oxygen. Camera's having issues, so pardon me there for a minute. Alright, basically I just put the slider on there and slid it shut. And we're shutting this. Hopefully it doesn't melt. The idea is to shut off the oxygen flow. And it should put the fire out. Alright, Jordan says he's is it Khmer person watching? Yeah. If you guys ever want to know how to do stuff like without a lot of money and stuff, watch the Asians, the Khmers, the Vietnamese, even some of the Thais. I think mostly the Vietnamese, because they were isolated for a while and had to pretty much be really inventive in how they made things and did things. Me, I'm just basically picking up discarded stuff. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I am going to go ahead and go make the food and enjoy my quick and simple hamburger steak that I'll be eating with the rice. So I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope that wherever you're staying, you're keeping yourself safe, doing well, and trying not to let the craziness of the world affect you too much. I do have each and every one of you in my thoughts and prayers, and I wish you all the best. And if you get an opportunity to have a barbecue, take advantage of that opportunity. Until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all, and bon appetit.